Good morning, it's MJ with Crow Tarot. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is June 1st, and this is a general reading for the collective. And because it is the first of the month, I do a little something different in which I do the crow spread. This is a shortened version of what I do for readings when I do a crow spread, but this is going to give you just a bigger picture for what to expect coming up this month. So let's get started, shall we? And how this works is I'm going to lay down all the cards, giving a brief description for the position, and then we really just dig in and unpack all of the energy that we have going on here. And oops, if you hear some chomping, oops, over there, that is Miss Layla having her breakfast. So for those of you who have dogs, I'm sure she's not the only one who is a loud eater. She's really sweet though. So let's get started. The first position is the heart position, and this is the energy that just runs through you all the time. It's something that we all have within us. Sometimes it surfaces, sometimes it doesn't, but right now this is what is at the heart. This is what is coming up. It's bubbling up, if you think about that, like in your system. So here we have this heart being a leader, being in control of your life, perhaps. Now the present card this is the energy that is swirling around you right now. Sometimes this is what sparks action. It can create anxiety at times if this energy is really volatile. It can create friction. It can also move you into feeling great about life and how things are going. So let's see what our current energy we have going on. Look at who shows up. This is the energy like from yesterday. This current energy, although it was in the foundation, this is the energy that is serving as your, this is the get up and go, get moving card I see here. It's time to get serious, hunker down. So let's see. The next card here is the energy that kind of resides in our subconscious. It pokes its head up to help us when we need it. Or sometimes if it's a belief, it may come in and hold us back. This card also works with the hopes and fears card. So these two work in tandem. So here, this is this energy that we hold inside of us that can sometimes be an unwelcomed guest in our brain. It's taking up space. Sometimes it's a great guest, sometimes it's not. Okay, so next card we have is hopes and fears, and this ties in with this card. So here we have the Wheel of Fortune sitting in the hopes and fears. So there's this hope probably of wanting things to move ahead, but there's also that fear that in doing so, perhaps you may have to leave something or somebody will leave you. So let's see, we're going to keep going. The next is the grounding energy, and this is the energy that you rely on when you need to find your center. Sometimes this energy is out of balance, and this is what, when this card comes through, we'll know if we're in balance or out of balance. Looks like we are out of balance. So, see, make sure we can see all these. Oops. And it's the Five of Cups. So right now, the default energy that you're kind of leaning on is what you're missing. What's lacking? That's where you're. So far, the person who fits this right now, that's what's happening. It's like you want to move ahead. You have all this wonderful energy. You feel like a workhorse. You want to be a leader in your life. That's at the heart. But there's something holding you back, and it's this fear, perhaps, that if you do find success, something will leave you. And that's right now what we have. That's like where your attention is going towards. So the next card is, and again, we'll unpack. If you've watched my readings before, you'll see it's like there's like an aha moment somewhere along the way. We go, oh my God, yeah, that's what these birds are coming forward with. So the next card is the lesson from the past. And this is like an experience or something that you have encountered that you can draw some inspiration from. So here with Judgment, this marks a time in your life when you moved into a new phase. What did that feel like? How did that feel to you when you moved into this new phase? Was it wonderful? Did you recognize your achievements and, did you pat yourself on the back and said, yep, I'm ready to move on wholeheartedly? Do you recognize that moment in your life right now as it being on the cusp of a new phase, perhaps? The next card we have is the external influences. And this is the energy that comes at us without our consent. And sometimes, this is wonderful. This is like when you have that guest come over and, somebody brings a friend and you didn't really invite that friend. So you don't really know this person very well. And this person may turn out to be your new best friend. They clean the house with you after everybody leaves. They're just funny and engaging and inquisitive. Or the friend that you invited brings a friend who is adult or who messes up your carpet or breaks all of the china, or is just rude. So we never know what we're going to get. So this is the card where this energy is going to enter your life at some point, and then how you react to it, though, is up to you. So let's see. We have somebody who is perhaps being a bit deceptive, perhaps, or trying to get away with something. And finally, this is the advice. This is the card when the crows go back, or the outcome. It's like, it is what they see. Lovely. Okay, let's get started unpacking all of this, okay? So as I had mentioned, at the center of this is the heart. This is that energy that is like, it's tugging at you. This is where your heart wants to go. If you think of like a magnet, it's like it's attracting this Emperor energy. And it is one of being in control, being an authority of your life, being, in command of your situation, right? You're the one who has the final say. And this is what you're craving right now. It's this like ability to face obstacles, see over the clouds, see through perhaps some bullpucky, that may be going on in your life, so that you can get clear answers. So this is a time where you really want to harness that just presence that you have, right? Where you're like, I've got this. And it's like you want it. Like really, you just really want to be able to stand up strong and proud and full of just complete courage and confidence and say, I've got this. Helping you here at this present time is this energy of the Knight of Pentacles. And this is the energy that's keeping you focused on a goal. You're planting the seeds. You're moving ahead. It is slow moving. There is no doubt about it. This progress is not fast. This is one of those things where you go, oh my God. But if you think about, if you look back like 10 years, the lessons that you've learned over those 10 years, where you were then, where you are now, I mean, chances are you've gained a lot of wisdom along the way, right? And it takes time. It takes time to nurture. And you're finding strength in this moment. So if you are being tested, there is a good deal of strength that you're developing, that you'll have for future reference, that you'll have later on down the road. This is all about, paving a sturdy path to the future. One where you can look back and feel proud of your accomplishments, where you know that what you did was good and there was integrity in your actions. right? So these two together are really creating this positive space for you. Now we have over here the three of swords, and this is an energy that is coming into your subconscious, and it's creating a good deal of fear. It's a fear of being hurt. It's a fear of losing something that you care about greatly. This is a fear about, seeing something that you love perhaps leave, or feeling pain as a result of your success. Pain that may be having to, confront situations that may be more difficult for you right now. And so that plays with this Wheel of Fortune, in that the Wheel of Fortune is what you hope. You hope that things move in the right direction, right? That's your hope. This is hopes and fears right here. So your hope is like, oh, please, please, universe, please move the wheel in my favor. Please, please, please. But really, with this Three of Swords here, there's a fear that if it does happen, if you do get moved into a positive direction, something may leave you. So that could be like the source of a block, right? You may not realize it, that you're doing it, but this is where we sabotage our success. Right? If you have this seed that was planted long, long, long ago, that if you become successful, all of your friends in the neighborhood are going to look at you differently. And all of a sudden, you're going to lose your place of acceptance in your tribe. Right? Because that's what we kind of are told sometimes. People, I tell my daughter this is a lesson I tell my daughter: never talk badly about anyone, and if you want to be rich, never say anything bad about the rich. Because it's really hard to come to terms with your own wealth if your entire life you've been looking at people, pointing a finger and saying how horrible the rich are. All right, this is all about, like, for this, at least this conversation here, it's about money. Or it's about your position in life. If you look at people with power and you look at them begrudgingly, it's going to be really hard to have power later on down the road. And if someday you desire that, you've planted a seed, right? So here, if you look at this, you want this wheel to move in your favor. So whatever it is that you're focused your energy on and all this hard work you're doing, and you want something to move in your favor, if there is a block here where you're afraid that you're going to lose your place of acceptance, or if somebody's going to leave you if you become successful, your partner may have a problem with you making more money than they do, they may, and of course, this again is going to be all in your head, right? I mean, if that person really does think that, you shouldn't make more than they do, then that's a whole other can of worms there. But right here, if that's your concern, if that's what your fear is, you may want to validate it. But honestly, sometimes we put these ideas in our heads, or parents, neighbors, people from our childhood put these ideas in our heads, And it's like you want this wheel to move in your favor, but yet you've got something that's holding you back, and it's a block. And it's a block about something leaving you, or pain as a result of your success. That when that wheel does move in your favor, somebody's going to leave, or something's going to shift, and you're going to find yourself alone. So that's what I'm getting with this. Because of that, your grounding energy is out of balance. You're not feeling centered, and you're not feeling rooted. You're focusing on what is only going to be lost and not what's going to be gained. So when you think about, like, you and you ground yourself and you're like, this is where I am in this world, like, I am standing here, I'm standing in right now I'm in my, like, dining area. I'm in Seattle, I'm in the state, in King County, in Washington State, in the United States. I am grounded, I am footed here, and I am secure where I stand, right? Here, you may be doing that, but you're focusing your energy on what you're missing, on what's lost. Instead of standing there in your place, in your home, in your city, in your county, you know, and feeling good, you're standing there going, oh my God, I'm going to lose everything. And you're not focusing on what you have all around you. If you look around, look at all the wonderful things you have around you. Seriously, like take a moment, look around. Be like, there's, I'm sure, at least 10 things within eye shot right now that you could look at and be like, you know what, I'm pretty happy I'm looking at that right now. I'm happy I have that in my life. So, moving on to this lesson from the past. We have judgment. And this here is, you've already gone through a phase. This indicates that there was a transition where you moved up, you figured out something, you accepted it, and you moved on. And you're ready to take like this new life that you have to a whole new level, right? You're there. There is this block. And it could be because there is this external influence here of somebody who may be a person who is just out for themselves, who is, just going to be grateful for what they get. You know, maybe it's somebody who is selling themselves short, and because of that, they want you to sell yourself short. This person around you may accept mediocre, but you didn't come to this life to live a mediocre one, right? I mean, you're here to at least enjoy it. So this is an energy of somebody who just takes what they can get and moves on. This is not somebody who is living or thriving. You know, this is somebody who is just content with getting the droppings or getting, whatever they can get. So you may want to consider who this is and how that person is influencing your subconscious. Are they feeding into this fear, or are they helping you? Are they helping you resolve any worry of success? Because here, this is what comes back, the Queen of Wands. And you know what this is? This is you, again, like yesterday, being in command, taking control, and kicking ass. This is you being a badass right here, okay? And this energy is so strong and so powerful, and she is so just like magnificent, right? She has all this creativity, and she's a problem solver, and she commands the room. She knows that when she plants seeds, they grow, and they grow very big and beautiful. There's plenty of sun up here in the sky so that she has plenty of time and energy and heat to the situation. There's a lot of passion to it. So here's somebody who is in complete control of her life. Complete control. She answers to no one. She doesn't let anybody's baggage or, lower standards affect her decisions. She is a leader. These two right here. Right? And we have this like feminine, masculine energy, which is wonderful because that's what we need. Like there's balance. That is creating balance right now in your life. When you have this like really strong, positive, feminine energy, and then you have that rooted male energy. So for June, this is a reading about really finding your royalty within, finding that power that you have, because you have it at your heart. It's out there. It's like imagine that you are in like a giant warehouse, and it's like, imagine like you're at Costco, right? And it's like in some like back aisle, buy frozen food, but like where they keep the paper towels, right? It's somewhere back there. You just have to find it. You may have to go through some peanut butter pretzels, but it's there, okay? You've got it. Here, you've already experienced a shift. You're ready to move ahead. You've accepted your life in such a beautiful way, and it's like this is such a positive time for you. You have this energy of the Knight of Pentacles at this present moment here. So you're ready to put in the work. You've already done a lot of work in the past. You've already, you've transcended. Like this is you're in a new phase of life. This is wonderful. And here, there is this fear of loss or a fear of losing somebody if you find success. But that's just, again, this is what is holding you back. This is your inner saboteur. That's that person who's like, oh no, stay small. It's so much easier to stay in our comfort zone. No, don't make me work hard. You know, like that's that energy right there, where you want to move ahead and you just want to sit on the couch maybe. I mean, I'm guilty of this too. I'm like, oh my God, wouldn't it just be so wonderful if the universe just dropped everything on our feet, you know, and like gave us everything we asked for without ever having to lift a finger. But it doesn't work that way. The universe rewards those who put in effort. And I will attest to this wholeheartedly. The harder you work, and you know, it doesn't necessarily mean like the more effort and the more positivity you add to your situation, the more you get back. So anyway, moving on here to the grounding energy. Again, this is where your focus is on something that's lost or losing and not what you have around you. So the shift, this is where you're out of balance, where you're not maybe perhaps in a space of gratitude, right? So again, it's hard to feel lousy and grateful at the same time, right? I mean, I think it's impossible. Like if I'm thinking about all the things I'm grateful for, it's really hard for me to focus on how much life sucks, right? So here, this energy being out of balance, the message to you here is focus your energy on all the wonderful things you have in your life. Make a list. I mean, I know like the thing with like gratitude journals is like, for me, they're wonderful until all of a sudden, you know, it's like you get out of the habit, you know, and it can be hard kind of getting back into that habit of writing them. I like to just wake up in the morning, and I don't necessarily have to write something down, but I just say 3 things I'm grateful for. And my daughter and I have gotten to this practice at night before she goes to bed. She says 3 things that she's grateful for that day. Not just in general, because then it's always like, I'm grateful for you, I'm grateful for the dog, and I'm grateful for the house. I mean, it's like to come up with 3 new things that you're grateful for each day. So it may just be that you got to get out on a walk. You know, maybe you had surgery and today's the first day you actually got to get out and enjoy the spring weather. So just something, anything, you know, but that's where you just need to redirect your energy. And then again, whoever this is, whatever this energy is, boo to you. This is somebody who definitely is just content with getting what they get and you know, being happy with that. And that's fine. You know, there's you know, that's fine. But for you to be in control of your life, there's so much more. You want more. I can tell just from looking at this. And that Wheel of Fortune will move in your favor. And you will just make that energy sort of like ease over, you know, just sort of dissipate, you know, it's like, bye-bye. And that wheel will move in your favor. It will move in your favor when you embrace this Queen of Wands. So anyway, thank you guys so much. And I will check back with you tomorrow. So peace. Bye for now.